G'day Aussie Gridiron fans, welcome to the G'day Gridiron podcast, brought to you by the Aussie Gridiron Network, Australia's home of gridiron content for the NFL and Australia. That's right, this evening we are doing an Australia v New Zealand game breakdown from the international game that just took place this weekend, just gone. An absolutely amazing game, and who better to come and break down that game with us than none other than the voice of gridiron and American football in Australia, Manjot. Melly, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. It's been a good week, a big week, shall I say. I mean, we've got the Substack article up for the game, and a lot of people been talking to me about it as well from Australia and New Zealand. So it's been amazing to have all the interactions across the board, and hopefully a lot of you are joining us tonight as well as we break down this game again, like we did in that article for you, just with a bit more discussion from all the other boys as well.
Yeah, one sensational article out on Substack as well. You can find those links at our link tree or on Instagram, both Manjot's Pastry Press and on the Aussie Gridiron Network as well. Of course, we have the new upcoming voice of gridiron and American football in Australia, Brad Cummins, who has been doing plenty of commentating of late. It would have been great to hear the two of you on that stream on the weekend.
That would have been fun. That would be fun. It's our goal one day is that Manjot and I can do a game together. So
yeah, we just got to work out who does color. That's the thing, because we're both play by play.
I don't think you'll ever stop Brad doing.
Yeah. That's what I've had to do that before with a guy, just because he knew I couldn't keep my mouth shut for too long. So.
Yeah, Brad's track record is all color commentary, to be honest.
Yeah,
usually blue. And of course, the other voice in the room is now Nick. It's now former Australian gridiron player.
Don't say that. You're going to break his heart.
No, we've got to get you there again. We're going to get you there again. Nick is, of course, here all the time, but he is also going to be well equipped to help us do a game breakdown on this international game. Nick, I know you watched it. Amazing game.
As a neutral, yeah, take away the score. It was quite a good game to actually watch from both sides. Who both offensively towards the second half, if you get a chance to watch it, go and do so, because particularly in the second half, very good offensively. But probably as a neutral, even I'll say a lot better on the high this year than probably was last year. But nonetheless, a good showing, regardless.
Yeah, well, let's just kick off with, of course, it was a huge weekend of international football over in New Zealand, where three teams from Australia travelled over there this year. The under-16s, the under-18s, and the senior men's sides all competing last Saturday. And yes, of course, if you do want to watch those games, you can still watch them on the American Football AU YouTube page. Just go there. Those YouTube links and videos are still there from the entirety of those games. 16s kicked off the weekend with an absolute trouncing of New Zealand, 44-0. No mercy rule in American football, it would seem. So it's just destroyed them from front to back. Brad, you commentated a few of the 16s games recently in Queensland. I imagine a lot of those players would have been in those teams. So they were all very, very handy up and coming football players.
I'm not. I mean, the score is pretty extreme. I'm not surprised they won. Just from the sense of when you're that age, developmentally, physically, the disparity between the players is a lot less, I think, in the sense that when you get into the men of the New Zealand, those are some big units, and a lot of times when it's the under 16s, they haven't quite reached that maturity level yet. So speed wins a lot of time in that environment, and I think you saw that with Australia. So hats off to them and their their production. They did exactly what they needed to do.
Yep, and the second game of the weekend was the under-18s, where Australia won that as well, 34-22 over the Kiwis. I guess it gets a little bit different once you get to that 18 age bracket, Brad. Then that's why we probably didn't see as big a scoreline in terms of disparity. Did any of you boys watch any of those the 18s game before the senior men's one?
A tiny bit.
Yeah, just very, very briefly. Not enough to give you a definitive opinion on it. But again, I think that what I was impressed with was just the Aussies were prepared to play. They came prepared and they showed it. They executed. So and it goes to show that development for football at a young age really pays off. It really does at those younger ages. So New Zealand is still a little bit behind Australia in terms of its development, I think, with the junior level. But they're getting there, and hats off to the Aussies for doing what they did. They deserved it.
That scoreline did flatter New Zealand a little bit because there's sort of some junk time scoring towards the end. But,
they made it a bit close, didn't they, Nick? I mean, gosh, I was holding on to the edge of my seat watching the ending there, and I was like, New Zealand, Australia's got it, but New Zealand, they put in a great fight back towards the end. Bit of a scare, but yeah, well done to the Aussie boys getting it done, the under 16s, under 18s.
Yeah, excellent. And then, of course, onto the senior men's, the big one that everybody had been talking about for several months now, with all the squad picks, the training sessions, everything that leads up into that. A much different team from around Australia, just due to the gridiron landscape, the American football landscape around Australia this season. Like some teams folding and other clubs, in terms of clubs not being there, players going away in various ways because of various different things in their states. But in the end, I think Australia sent over a very, very strong team, willing to take it to the New Zealand guys for the second year in a row. Manjot, how did it kick off the game for these two sides?
Yeah, it was a very good back and forth sort of start for both teams. I mean, New Zealand scored on their first drive, Australia scored on their first drive, and then they traded a couple of interceptions as well to end the first quarter. So it's very, very even to start the game. New Zealand then went on to score, take the lead before Australia. They started to catch up and kick field goals and hit the lead from there. So into halftime, New Zealand held on to a very slender 2-point margin there, 18-16. It was a very close back and forth sort of game there, Ian, to really start off.
Well, when you got 3 field goals in that first half, I think, and I thought the commentators did a pretty good job there for New Zealand, but they were commenting on just how traditionally the Australian special teams has been a huge advantage for them. And you saw it time and time again. If they hadn't been able to kick those field goals, it wouldn't even have been close, really. Yeah. So hats off to that special teams in that regard, and especially the kicker, as Manjot knows well.
Dylan Woodcock, he's an amazing kicker from Victoria down there. He plays for Geelong, I'm pretty sure, down there in the Victorian League. And me and Maddie saw him up close and personal when he kicked like a field goal from the other side of halfway. We weren't sure the exactly yards that day on that field, so we don't want to say if it was exactly like 66 yards or whatever it was according to the field markings, but it was definitely over the other side of halfway. So we know how good Dylan Woodcock is, and he kicked 4 field goals in this game here for the Aussies. So he was definitely, Brad, very big part of the offense. But boys, it would be fair to say as well, that's a credit to New Zealand's defense in a close game. They did hold off Australia in the red zone, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, definitely. Nick, so as a player, I forgot what the halftime score was last year. Were you guys down going into halftime? I can't remember.
You're testing me.
But
last year, I think we were up last year at halftime.
You were up at half. So
Yeah.
this year that it's a close game. You're going into half. You're down by how much were they down by? There, Manjot, was it down by 2?
It was 18-16. Yes.
Yeah. So
yeah.
okay. So down by 2. What's coach doing to him, Nick? From a player's perspective, are you getting a spray, or are you getting just in your position groups and hey, this is fine. We're in this. Blah 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 blah.
Last year, I suppose a lot of the messaging was, at least from both sides, it was, we're right there. We're pretty much in this. Obviously, we're winning, but it's more so, continuing to do what we do. And I suppose last year, from a defensive perspective, we were a lot better, where we were able to get those third down stops and able to get to the quarterback and things like that. Offensively, it was just more so we just needed make catches. We just need to make plays. Like, we're doing everything. Like, we're getting yardage. We're just not finishing. So that's pretty much what that was. This year around, I'd be interested to know what the messaging was, because it was, as Manjot says, sort of tit for tat, that sort of first bit of that first quarter, and then New Zealand started to pull away. That's when I thought we could be in a bit of strife because they're controlling the clock, controlling the ball. And then there was a period where the screws got tightened defensively, and they came up with a few plays where, they weren't getting as much yardage, New Zealand, with their rush attack, which, obviously was as strong as it was last year. And then that's when we went field goal, and that's when we got in front. It's like, oh, well, despite, sort of being not in control of the game, we're leading in halftime, so it's a positive. So I'm not quite sure as to what it would be. I think it would be more so, let's put our foot on the gas now. Let's get going. So I'd be interested to see what happened. Yeah, because it's a bit like last year where we couldn't sort of finish off plays and finish off drives.
Yeah.
But at least this time we sort of converted with a sort of 3 points each time in the second quarter.
When that game started, I tell you, if people haven't seen it, go back and look at the size of that offensive line for New Zealand. They are huge. And the Aussie D line they're not tiny dudes. It's just that the fact that the New Zealand line is so big, and they have one guy there, 69, is just, he puts, Man Mountain to shame. That dude he's his own continent. That he was a giant. So I was a little worried when they just went down there on that first possession and just ran. And they were getting like 10, 15 yards a clip. At that. But they credit to Australia. They adjusted and they made it a little bit more challenging. And that's what I liked. Again, this is what's so great about football is you could see the coaching chess match kind of play out. Okay, you're going to run. We're going to go defense, heavy 8-man in the box, and then New Zealand adjusted, and so on and so forth. So I thought both sides did a decent job of adjusting. The one thing that stood out to me, though, and tell me what you guys, Manjot and Nick, on this, was in that first half. And it cost them a touchdown, or it resulted in a touchdown for New Zealand, was when Australia was backed up in their own end zone. And I think you know where I'm going with this. They go for the double pass, and it ends up getting intercepted. And I just thought, okay, I'm not here to second guess. I've been on the coaching side of it plenty of times, and it's no fun when people second guess you. It's part of the game. But a double pass backed up in your own territory, you got everything to lose. The game was not in jeopardy. It's a close game. You wait till later before you're pulling that stuff out. And then if it's not there, throw it away. And I know the Australian guys slip, but that pass gets picked off and it results in a New Zealand touchdown. That's the game right there. That's the difference in the game. So, sorry, I'm rambling on about that, but I don't know what you guys thought.
No, it's a fair point there, Brad. And I'll just add to that. Like, Australia did just get an interception 2 plays before as well. So a lot of positive momentum for the defense. And I don't want to second guess the coaches. I mean, I'm just a commentator myself. I mean, Like I'm not like you, Brad, who coach, or Nick, who played. So I do like to hold off on the criticisms a bit. But I know the coaching staff, they will be thinking about some of those decisions, and definitely that was one of them where they would be like, yeah, we would want it back. It was 1st and 5, and we didn't really need to go for the risk. But at the end of the day, if it does come off as well, I'd give credit to coaching staff. I mean, they caught New Zealand napping, we'd be saying that as well. So, um, I I would say for that, in terms of everything, I would say, yeah, like you can look at it both ways. If it does come off and the players execute everything, it would be seen as a genius move. So yeah, I think it's a lot of risk taken by the Australian coaching staff throughout the game, and look, it didn't pay off all of the time, but there
Oh,
were moments they did have as well.
I was gonna say I personally I don't think any of their risks paid off any of the time. I and I
Yeah,
felt like that was unnecessary. That one in particular.
yeah,
And it caught them. So yeah,
yeah.
that's my thoughts on that first half. So what did you boys think of the second half? Because that was a barn burner, that second half.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was definitely, it had everything in that second half. I mean, we saw Australia took the lead on that first drive when Woodcock hit another field goal, his fourth of the game. He just hit it from way downtown as well, from 22 yards actually. It was a chip shot, that one. It was the one before halftime, which was from way downtown, which he got. So a couple of field goals either side of halftime for Woodcock. Really brought Australia back in front. So it felt like at that point, you could say in the red zone, Australia had made it to the red zone 3 times at that point in the game, but they hadn't scored a touchdown on any of those drives. Their one touchdown to that point was a 40-yard touchdown. So they had made it to red zone 3 times, and they had 0 touchdowns, 3 field goals at that point in the game. So I think that really shows how important that second and third quarter red zone defense from New Zealand was, because they were really switched on. They managed to stop Australia when it counted towards the end of the field. So I was pretty impressed with that from New Zealand. Just saying that again. Yeah, so that was where it really started in the second half, and then Australia managed to drive down the field. Aston Hewitt, the quarterback, punched it in from 3 yards. So Australia managed to get their first lead of the game since the first quarter. So they were looking on top there, guys. And I think, yeah, in that third quarter, Australia, I think there was a few loose heads. Of course, there was that fight that happened in the middle of the game as well. So the players were a bit on edge as well. Look, nothing much in it from my perspective. I think just let the boys play on offsetting penalties, and I think the refs handled it very well as well. So full credit to refs all day as well. Shout out to all of them. There's a lot of pleasure for the refs, in terms of getting the call up to these international games. So I thought just give a shout out to the refs as well. They handled it pretty well. Nick, you've played in many physical games yourself, and how is it like to really calm down everything, like after such a heated moment like that?
I suppose with teammates, like I don't know if you'd sort of watch the the game from it, but one of the coaches actually got him in. That was quite heated, and I'm like, I haven't quite seen it at that level before. So I wondered what must have happened, or what something must have been said at some level. But I suppose when it's something like that, I'm usually one of the I like the that sort of venom to the game, because it adds a bit more to it, a bit more juice to it. But I must say I'm probably one of the guys that's probably a bit more relaxed and calm. It's like, just get back, come on, in the huddle, let's go, next play.
Yeah.
And it's usually if it's some guy crossing you that's doing, well, you just put him in the dirt, next play. Happy days, no issues.
I on that instant, on that fight, I do have issues a little bit. If you go back and watch it, the number 3 for New Zealand, he comes. So the guy, he was tackled, driving him back. Number 3 comes behind, pushes him down, which was necessary. Fine, okay, no big deal. But then when the quarterback comes in and tries to say something, you see him throw a punch.
Three
Yeah.
punches. Three.
And now in the moment, I get it if a ref doesn't see one of those. But come on, he threw multiple punches, and that's where I go, okay, no, he should have been ejected from that. Because it's one thing if you just tackle a guy and you're rough driving back. I get that. I think everybody would have been fine. But when you're throwing punches, that's to me is where it does cross the line. So
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, and I think overall the Manjot, the refs did do a good job. I just in that particular incident, I struggled with what they did.
Yeah.
So Nick, from your perspective, didn't you? And you don't have to answer this because it's a kind of a lose-lose situation. Did Australia lose it or did New Zealand win it?
I think New Zealand won it.
Yeah,
I think New Zealand won it. Yeah, I think. Look, last year they did a very good job in terms of being able to run the ball quite well, but they couldn't just convert. This year they were finally able to convert and put that into points, and sort of run defense had troubles with that again, like they did last year. So I think this year the difference between this year and last year for New Zealand was just more so that they can actually put points on the board. They can convert. That was pretty much the difference for them offensively. I feel like defensively it was pretty similar to last year. This year it just found like obviously we had the field goals, which sort of obviously inflated how much we were able to score. But we had the long play, the second one, which was the first touchdown, and then obviously the one towards the end, which I thought that's the winner. Well, we all thought that's the winner. Which was also a dime as well from Taj, who plays up in Queensland, who was the backup quarterback, who came in and got knocked around himself and then led that drive and then led that touchdown, which was perfect. So hats off to him because he was at trial camp last year, he was gutted when he didn't get called up for the squad last year. So hats off to him because he stepped up and did what he needed to do to put us in a
he's an
good
awesome
position.
kid, man.
Yeah. 100%. But I'd probably say more so New Zealand won more than anything. As it looks like from our side, like we obviously had a lot of new guys and everything compared to last year. But I would say this time around, probably New Zealand more so won than anything.
I hear what you're saying, and I can totally see that, and I don't want to armchair everybody, but I'm gonna do a big fat but. I really I struggled with some of the play calling in that fourth quarter, and two key plays, and I think one of them was the it was third and short, and then they do it like a misdirection to Andrew Bagariama. Yeah, where he goes one way and then cuts back against the grain on a short. And when you've got minimal yardage that you need to gain and you're doing a misdirection against a defensive line that is just playing with, some spit and vinegar. So I just felt like they're trying to be too cute, which was, again, part and parcel with the game. I thought Andrew did a great job running the ball.
He did.
He showed incredible patience.
Like last year.
Yeah, just did a fantastic job of taking what was given to him. But that cost them that play, because then on the very next play, and maybe you know this, Nick, or not, they do a fake punt, or what I thought was a fake punt. Do you think was it a design fake punt or was it a breakdown? What do you guys think?
I don't know. It looked like a breakdown, but then I don't know. I
thought he just took off. I don't know, Manjot. What did you think?
Yeah, I wasn't 100% sure myself. I mean, I
didn't look
thought
like
it
there
was
was
a big
pressure.
risk to. I mean, I might have to pull that play back up, but yeah, I wasn't 100% sure myself as well, Brad. I thought might have to just look at the tape again, but yeah, I wasn't 100% sure and if it was a design play or not, because if it was a design play, if it was a design play, it was a big risk to take, and it's a risk that didn't come off. So
because you're ahead. You're ahead by 2 at that point. So you're up by 2. It's 26-24, And
Yeah.
okay, you don't get the first down. Okay, I get that. But then make them earn it with field position. And the
Yeah.
fact that, I don't know if you guys remember, but last year they did do a successful fake punt, and it worked great. So New Zealand's not going to let that happen again. They're ready for it. So I just think you went to the well one too many times. You tried to be too cute, and then of course New Zealand gets short yardage, short field, and they come back down and they score and they're up 30-26. Now then, if you've seen the game from there, it gets even only more exciting. Australia comes back and scores. It was frustrating not knowing the time or the down and distance. You're at the mercy of looking at the sideline with the chains or what the announcers said. But so I don't really know how much time was left when Australia scores and goes back up on top. What was it, 30, and they end up being it was 33-30 at that point. So it was just, but the back and forth, all those decisions aside, I thought there was a lot of missed opportunities on Australia, but all those decisions aside, it was a great game. It was a great game.
I think, Brad, to your point from before, I think from the coaching's perspective, I think offensively, it's a bit of a leaf out of last year's book, because I felt how we prepared last year was that we have to be able to pass the ball. We need to be good at it. So there's a lot of pass blocking there, because we thought what happened this year was going to happen last year. Then we found, okay, we can actually run the ball okay. So we sort of leaned into that a bit more when the passing game wasn't working as well. This year it felt the opposite. This year it felt like, okay, we're gonna go back to the running game. So we'll try that. That got blown up. They put 8 in the box, and it was like, what do we do now? And then they can't block, and then they were sending blitzes as well.
Yeah, they were.
Like there was, I think early on there was like a double B blitz gap. I think at some point as well. What the hell is going on here? So I think there was a bit of that, and then that's probably why I saw a lot of trickery. But sometimes I was just saying this, obviously with Lawrence, who was watching from Germany. It's like sometimes, like, could we just ask for a simple handoff? Let's get a simple handoff up the middle, a few yards. Let's go from there. 2nd and 7. All right. Yeah. What's next?
Well, and that's what New Zealand did. They did. Even the commenters talked about it, 3 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards, and a cloud of dust. So.
Oh, yeah. I was saying it in the comments as well. I was like, New Zealand's blocking up front, they were really good. And they were able to get a lot of this holes and everything. And I think for Australia, they didn't quite get going with the run game as well. New Zealand shut that down. I think, as you boys have said many times already, it's that size advantage New Zealand has. I mean, those boys on the D line were so big. They were just incredible all game, and
even their wide receivers look like linebackers. I mean,
their corners look like linebackers. Like, gosh, some people in the comments were saying the corners look more like linebackers than corners. Like, they were really big. Their size advantage was insane. Got a feel for the 2 young QBs we put out there as well. Aston Hewitt, the starting QB, Taj Gordon, who we talked about as well, at the backup. Yeah, both took some hits, and
they did.
Really it was a tough day up front for the O-line. But look, it's pretty hard. New Zealand, to their credit, I think when you ask if Australia lost to New Zealand won it, I think New Zealand took every chance and they won it for sure. I think it was
Mind you, I was going to say that, like, we thought once we had scored, like, in my mind, and it's probably the same for you guys, but in my mind, I was like, okay, it's, like you said before about not knowing the time, but you probably would have thought, okay, there's not long left regardless. They're very much a heavy running team. What are we going to see from their pass? They're going to, like, how are they going to be able to manage this in a way that gives them an opportunity to be able to put points on the board? And then they had 2 plays, I think it was 1 or 2 plays passing that went okay. And then they had the mesh across the middle.
Yeah.
And then that went for 45, and then that pretty much set it up. So, fair play, because it was the perfect call against man coverage.
Oh, yeah. It was
Perfect
a great
man
call.
beater. And then
Yeah.
and
from there.
they did that. So that New Zealand did the simple out. I think that got them like right down there as well. They had those both those plays that you talk about, the mesh and
Yeah.
then the simple out. I think it was to 22. And it was just great job by them. And I felt like Australia had the advantage with speed at the skill position, and New Zealand definitely had the advantage in the trenches. So all this to say, Nick, you have to play next year. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Let's start the GoFundMe from now.
I would love to see how Nick lines up against some of these guys.
He held his own. I'll tell you, he won't toot his own horn, but I love to
No
blow
sacks,
Nick's
Ian.
horn. And
I don't know. Did you
no
line
sacks
up
given.
against some of these same guys, Nick? I was trying to find the squad list from last year. From NZ.
There's a few familiar faces. Definitely the linebackers were different. Definitely the linebackers different. That's what I noticed.
Okay.
The guy that was rushing off the left side, the left edge, he was definitely new. Well, there were some familiar faces in there. So still some familiar faces.
I love the fact that we're playing international football, that here we are on our, 250th podcast. I don't know how many we got, Ian.
242, Brad.
242.
wow. Pretty
Be
close.
prepared for the 250th extravaganza. You think America did it big? Wait till we hit 250.
Can we eat hot dogs as well?
Yes. Hot dogs
Yes,
and chili.
I mean,
Absolutely.
I might have to come back, boys, for that.
You bet.
250th.
You bet.
enough.
We're gonna play clips, all of our
we've got
greatest
eight,
hits.
We've got 8 more. I'm gonna have to work out what week that is.
Yeah, right.
Is it 4
Is it-
weeks away, 8 weeks away, somewhere in the middle there?
That could be the
Wait.
episode before, like the first
Yes.
week.
Yes,
Like week
that
1.
could be, or it'd be our
Yeah.
last one before the starts. Anywho, we spent 30 some odd minutes talking about this great game that happened in New Zealand. So that
Oh.
shows you how much we love football.
Brad, that's not even the best part, I reckon. I don't know if you've seen the clips on socials that have been going viral, but the way the New Zealand boys like welcomed the Aussie team, and the haka before the game as well is
No.
really special. Like
Oh, that's
their
awesome.
cultural traditions out there, the Maori culture and everything. It's just so awesome to see. Like that's why I love having New Zealand as an opponent for Australia, I reckon, as well. Just really showcasing the culture that they have over there, the Maori culture. I think it's really great traditions that they have, and the way they welcomed Australia to both the pre-game dinner and also at the game itself with the haka was just awesome, I reckon. And it was great to see those clips going around social media. I've got to give credit to both, I reckon, both federations, American Football Australia and New Zealand's American Football Federation as well, for their promotion of the game, I think, and the clips around it. I think a lot of good social media marketing. I know you boys, especially Ian and Isaac, I remember a couple weeks ago before that, or a couple months now. It's been a long time, guys. I mean, life's been busy. But yeah, a couple months ago, Victoria versus Queensland, that game, you guys were talking about the lack of marketing beforehand. I think AFA has really taken that on board, and they brought in Brock Bentley. He's been doing a lot of great things in those couple months since he's been brought in. So I've got to give a big shout out to him, to all the New Zealand guys as well, all the photographers and everything. We have Saxby, Sam Saxby. Yes, I was trying to remember which Saxby brother it was, but yeah, Sam, he does the videography for the Australian boys as well. So a lot of great content creators as well. They captured a lot of great content around the game. I think that's the level of promotion that the game's been missing, and I think we're finally getting that level of marketing. And got to give credit to American Football Australia and New Zealand American Football Federation as well for how they marketed that game and all the clips around it. I think they did a really good job. I saw some of the numbers. They put up a combined about 5 million, 6 million views between them. So
Wow.
very, very, very good job by them to promote the game. Just all of those clips, like combined at least 6 million, if not more, from what I've seen.
Yeah, I was going to
Fantastic.
mention. I was going to mention that towards the end of this bit. Anyway, is the fact that AFA have definitely stepped up some marketing from the previous game, from the national stuff that we saw going on, where we were commenting on that. It is good to hear that they did actually get someone new in marketing, because I was going to mention that. They clearly did get someone new in marketing because they were actually posting stuff. And that is the first step to anything. They were also responding to comments on those posts, positive ones, and positively and joking with people. My one and only criticism is the goddamn squad list came out in the middle of Saturday morning before the game.
Yeah.
Like, come on. And people were asking this, including myself. Hey, I'm one of the people that asked on the post days before, where's the squad list? You know who the squad is. They went over on a plane days ago.
Yeah.
It's not a secret. It's not the NFL. People aren't preparing for guys that they know. It's
There's
just
money on the
post
line
the
here.
Squad list. These dudes paid a lot of money to go there. NZAFF have also done a fantastic job. Go through their Instagram feed. Their marketing is set. So if Brock does anywhere near half of what they do, it will be AFA are in bloody good hands. So that's really good. But that was my only criticism. So what an amazing game. Ended 36-33 to the Kiwis. We just pip us at the post this year. We'll see what happens next year, of course. And yes, we do absolutely hope that we see one Nicholas Cosmo up there against the big boys of New Zealand. And
I'm not
show
gonna
what
lie,
he's worth again.
when I saw that haka take place before the game, I was
Oh, you
upstanding. I was pacing. I was pacing. I'm
Love
like,
it.
man, come on
Love
now.
it. Love it.
Linebacker stance.
As a half Kiwi, anytime I see or hear a haka, I get goosebumps every time.
It's so good.
Awesome.
It's so good to witness live too.
So
Yeah.
amazing. All right, what an amazing game. Amazing breakdown too, boys. It is we are truly blessed to have some of the most connected voices and minds in Australia together in a room to be able to break down that game. Of course, we've got an ex-coach, we've got commentator, we've got a current player for SA, and
Trifecta.
so good to hear all of you. We've got a little bit of NFL stuff. We've got top 10 burning questions in the NFL right now. We couldn't let Manjot get away today without talking about some NFL, and we're going to go through some top 10 burning questions in the NFL right now coming into the season, and get his and everyone else's quick fire thoughts on some of these hot topics. And then I know that Nick has a couple of sort of trivia games lined up for Manjot, because why the hell wouldn't we, when we have Manjot, the Aussie Gridion Network almanac savant in the building. So why would we not? And so we've still got a little bit. So please do stick around if you come for the game recap. We're going to just quickly go through some NFL stuff. This is what we generally do. If this is your first time listening, this is what we generally do. We talk about NFL. We love to talk about NFL. We love to talk American football in Australia as well, because we're all here and we love to be around the game. But primarily we do NFL content here, and we talk about the game worldwide, as well as many other things, because we've been talking about World Cup for the past month. If you want to stick around, tell us if you like it. And give us like, follow, comments. Please let us know your thoughts. All right, boys. Number one question to kick us off, and let's start with Manjot. It's always great to have 49ers fans talk about the Seahawks. Can the Seahawks repeat after being sold? Of course, the Seattle Seahawks have, I guess, they're in the midst of being sold to a family group after being owned by the Allens since 1997, when Paul Allen bought the franchise for $194 million. It has now been sold for a NFL record $9.612 billion to what will now be a former 49ers limited partner, Vinad Kolsler. Am I getting that right? Anybody?
I've got it. Actually.
Okay, man.
He's a Punjabi name. It's a Punjabi name, man. He's actually a Punjabi. I had to search it up when I saw he was sold. He got the sale went through. I'm like, oh wait, a Punjabi dude bought it, and then yeah, it's coleslaw. Yeah,
Coleslaw?
coleslaw.
Okay, I'll get it
Yeah.
right now.
As in, like,
I didn't want to
coleslaw.
assume. I didn't want to assume
Coleslaw.
that you
Kind
knew
of similar,
Manjot.
yeah. Yeah.
Coleslaw.
Yeah, kind of similar to coleslaw. There,
Yeah,
right.
the
Yeah,
whitest
coleslaw.
food you could get. A coleslaw.
Only in America, mate. There's plenty of colours here in Australia.
Oh.
Coleslaw's
Yeah.
wife, Niru, is going to serve as the Seattle Seahawks controlling owner, as a memo went out to all 32 teams just the other day. And yes, that is the NFL record for a franchise, exceeding the Commanders' sale, which was $6.05 billion in 2023. So $3.6 million more. And just a hair, when you're talking about billions of dollars, just a hair short of the $10 billion that the Lakers sold for. So almost a sporting world record. Manjot,
That's wild.
do you think can the Seahawks repeat after going through a sale now with a new ownership and all that stuff? Does it bleed into the title defense?
Honestly, I don't think it affects it one bit. Like, they're still going to be a good team. They're still going to do well. If they're not repeating, the reason why is, look, it's hard. It's bloody hard to repeat in the NFL as it is. Like, ownership sale or not, only the Chiefs in the last couple of years they had their repeat. That was the only repeat champion for 20 years. So it's pretty hard to get a repeat these days with the salary cap and all the parity that the NFL has with the draft and all of these sort of things that the NFL has to achieve parity. So I don't think the ownership sale changes it one bit. I think the Coleslaw family, they should be pretty good. I mean, I don't know too much about them except that they are Punjabi. So I mean, like, it's good to have someone from our part of the world like involved in the NFL now. I mean, there's not really much Indian like involvement in the NFL, so it's actually pretty. It was pretty exciting for me in that sense to see a Punjabi guy involved in some way in the NFL. But I think in that sense as well, I think knowing what I know about our people, I mean, like Punjabis ourselves, we're pretty hardworking, and I think he can bring that sort of mindset as well. Just seeing it in a positive light. As much as I hate the Seahawks myself, I think these guys, they won't have that much of an impact. As much as I hope they have an impact on them negatively, I don't think there will be much.
Listen, what we can say now, Manjot, is we can say that we own the Seahawks. That's what we're going to say. That's what I'm moving forward with.
49ers,
They can put up with it. There's no
49ers fans
no way around
are already doing this. There are 40 because they have been a minority owner of the 49ers. Yeah. There's American football fans, so as in American NFL fans, out there in the media saying the 49ers have bought the Seahawks and they're just going to be 49er light.
We own them. We just own them. Yeah. What can I say?
Even though he now has to sell his minority ownership or hand that back because he cannot legally own two teams.
I can't see why not.
I should have thrown this one to Manjot, but I'll throw it to Brad instead. There have been whispers and talks that Ravens owner Steve Biscotti wants to extend Lamar Jackson. Neither side really gives out anything into the media, especially not Lamar's side. Does Lamar Jackson reset the QB market again, Brad?
Yeah, he does. To me, silence is leverage, and Lamar's holding all of it. So every week that this deal doesn't get done, the QB market climbs. Just ask Dak Prescott what happened there. And Lamar's going to reset it again. And the Ravens, I don't think they have zero choice in this. They're just going to go along for the ride.
So you think he takes the mantle of the top?
I do. I think, if Dak can do it, he can do it. So, and I know who I'd rather have.
That's literally what the agent's going to say. He's just going to sit down. He's going to say, if Dak can be the highest paid player, so can Lamar. Let's make this happen.
Well,
don't ever think it.
Currently, Lamar Jackson makes an average of $52 million per year. Patrick Mahomes is the top at 64. What do you say, Brad? Yes?
Yes, yeah,
Still
he'll
yes.
do it. Everything's climbing in the NFL. Their new deal is going to be, their new rights is going to be, coming up here in a few years, and everybody knows the ceiling is just getting higher and higher and higher. The only thing Baltimore can say is we still got no Super Bowl from you. So other than that, Lamar's done everything that's asked of him.
Right, number 3 then, and I'll probably take this. Who wins the Vikings QB battle, Kyler Murray or JJ McCarthy? Kevin O'Connell and the Vikings are unusually being very transparent about this competition, as in saying that it is an open competition and both players are going to be taking first team reps as they go into camp and through camp towards the preseason games. Expect both to play in preseason, I would, especially if it is an open competition. Who do I think wins it? Look, in the end, I think it's going to be Kyler Murray for this year. I think he was brought in to really give JJ McCarthy a kick in the pants. I also am wondering whether the actual question here is, are they pushing this QB competition and openly showing people what JJ McCarthy can do in order to trade him away somewhere?
Why wouldn't you? I mean, there's still hope on McCarthy. We've seen the reclamation projects before work out. Just ask the Seahawks how that works. So yeah, I think that's a very real option.
I sneaky think that that's what's going on here. It is a ploy to really push. I think it's the same as what we saw last season with Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson, where it was an open quarterback competition, in parentheses, that is, where we all knew it was going to be Jones, but they were really trying to push Richardson to try and see what value he had out there in the market. Ultimately, they ended up keeping him. And I guess that's the way it is. It's you see JJ McCarthy progress and make a leap, and you go, okay, now it's worth keeping him, or someone comes in out and says, we really want him, and here's a half decent offer. So
Yeah. I think Kyler starts the first couple weeks personally, and then if he struggles, goes to JJ. I think that's how it'll play out.
Nick, is the Rodgers McCarthy Steelers experiment genius or delusion? Pittsburgh skipped a rebuild after Tomlin stepped down and hired Mike McCarthy for the Rodgers, what ended up being the Rodgers swan song. So is it an experiment? Is the experiment genius or delusion?
I don't know if it's genius. I think it's a lot closer to delusion. I think there's a reason the last 2 years, albeit later rounds, that the Steelers have drafted quarterbacks in Will Howard and Drew Aller. It's a very old defense. It's got a lot of holes, so this team is a while away in terms of getting to the top, and it's almost like you almost just have to, take a hit, get some better players in there to be able to progress. So the only way this can sort of at least tread water is maybe Aaron Rodgers can be a bit like what he was in Green Bay with Jordan Love, be a bit of a mentor to one of those two guys, and you just go, well, we hit one out of two, then we're okay. But in terms of as a team where they end up, again, you're sitting at that middle of the range sort of thing. So you don't really get a good draft position. You don't really achieve much. So I suppose the best thing that can come out of it is, maybe this is Rodgers last year. One of those two guys they got sitting, one of them pops. Happy days.
I've heard that they're going to bring in the Rolling Stones as their halftime act, and
the Beatles.
Yes, Paul McCartney is going to be their mascot. Yeah. So just basically a bunch of geriatrics.
Manjot, does Aaron Donald actually come back? Insiders say a Rams return is just a matter of when. Are we going to see him and Myles Garrett on that Rams D-line and in Australia? Just today on the Pat McAfee show, Adam Schefter went on and revealed that Aaron Donald's not only wants to come back, but he went into the facility and did a workout just to see how he felt and see how he reacted. So is it really just a matter of when, not if?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Where there's smoke, there's fire. I mean, after that Garrett trade, he was all posting about how he's gonna come back and everything. And I reckon, look, as I said, where there's smoke, there's fire. Donald's coming back. I don't think there's a question about that. Once he posted that after the Garrett trade, I was like, yeah, there's no chance you can stop him. I mean, if you've seen any of his crazy at-home workouts, you know he's in
Oh my
goddamn
God.
good shape. Yeah, it's like those abs, like his muscles are just showing everywhere. Like this guy is stronger than strong. Like a couple years out of the NFL won't hurt him at all. He'll come back and he'll dominate, I reckon. I don't put that past him. He might lose a step or two, but I think he can still dominate at his age.
LeBron James says, "Hold my beer. Look at my workout videos."
Oh, LeBron James got nothing. Couldn't hold a
I must
candle
say
to
it's
him.
not as impressive.
Oh,
Even
really?
Aaron Donald is,
I've
yeah.
only seen LeBron's on there.
Aaron Donald's is insane, Brad.
Is
They're
it?
Oh, he has
insane.
my God.
insanity.
That
Oh.
dude's physique still is just it's just ridiculous, and the shit that he does in these workout videos.
Oh my days, it's cooked.
I
He's
know.
still running sleds. He's like,
2
every
He's
years.
retired for
2
2
years
years and he's still doing sleds.
Yeah, there's
Yes!
dudes out there after 2
Yeah.
years with pot bellies because they just instantly explode. Aaron Donald looks like he just stepped off the field
oh my God.
in the Super
That's
Bowl.
awesome.
You know,
That's
like, it's-
awesome.
Yeah.
I hope he comes back.
I know. I am so excited for the prospect of talking about that guy and Myles Garrett on the one team all year.
Oh,
I know
God.
you two here are not. I know both of you
Absolutely
look like you
not.
have this mixture of excitement and trepidation as 49ers fans just to go
Oh.
against those two.
There's a big part of me that says I've paid all this money to see our offensive line be absolutely obliterated by these two players. And then there's the other side of me that's like the two best pass rushers in probably the last, we're talking decades,
Yeah.
lining up, 4 yards between each other is the thought of that is like to see that live is pretty insane.
Brock Purdy
yeah.
might leave Australia on a medical plane yet, mate.
He
So-
might have to stay.
I
It's gonna be here for a while.
that would be amazing, but I would bet 100 to 1 that Donald doesn't play in Australia. That he would come back after that game.
Nah,
He'll be itching.
that
nah,
guy
he'll
will
be
go.
itching.
You can't hold
Brad-
him back.
Brad,
He'll
I've
go-
seen.
If he
I
comes
know
back,
it's like-
it's for an entire season. He will do every
No.
game. That man will
No.
play every single game.
No.
You know what? Honestly, you see some players, like even from amateur level, like from our level, like you see some guys, they disappear and they come back. You can see they want to itch that scratch. They want to scratch that itch so bad. They just
Itch
want to
that
get back
scratch.
out there and just get back into it, man.
I love it. I love
Yeah,
it.
the guy is.
You can
just
see it. You can just see it.
certifiably insane, Brad. That's all I can say. I can't bring up a decent enough picture right now to show you, Brad, but I'll show you later. Alrighty, who are we
Get the
up
workout
to?
videos
I'll show him later.
with Jared Verse.
Oh God, Brad.
Yo.
Do the Broncos now have the league's best roster with the addition of Jalen Waddle? Has people asking exactly that? Plus the wild report that Sean Payton nearly stepped aside so Belichick could chase the all-time wins record. That is speculation. Look at that scuttlebutt.
That's wild
Yeah,
to me.
right.
But in regards to your question, do the Broncos have the league's best roster? Best roster on paper next to the Rams, and arguably right up there with them on paper. But all it is paper until January. So the Waddle move, I feel like it fills that last hole with the receiver thing. And as Peyton, as weird as that is about him saying he might step aside so that Belichick could win, that just is, I don't know what that is. Is he just trying to grab headlines or something? Because that just seems so odd. But he's an odd dude, but I don't question his ability to coach. So I think he's gonna get it done.
So I think what's happened instead is that he's gone to the AFC West just to make sure Andy Reid doesn't take over the all-time wins record.
Yes. Yes. There you
Maybe
go.
That's what it is.
Nick.
Both Parcells guys.
Yeah. Yes, everybody is these days. All of them. All those guys. Nick, another quarterback controversy playoff. Who the hell knows? After the world's worst holdout, who starts for Arizona with Murray gone now? Is it Brissett, Minshew, or rookie Carson Beck in one of the league's thinnest QB rooms? And we're talking like wafer thin.
Do you guys remember a few years ago when Chris Jones sat out that first game against Detroit in Kansas City?
And then they gave him more
instantly,
money?
The game after, I think that's what's going to happen here. Is that Arizona's going to play their first... Arizona's going to play their first game, and here's the money that you're after.
I love
Come
it.
back.
I love
Well, Brissett will be holding out at the moment, so I wouldn't mind Minshew getting the star. I think that would be the most entertaining out of all of them, would be Minshew getting the star. I think Brissett's probably going to be the best one. Beck, you sort of don't know what you get with him. I'm not a huge Beck fan. I mean, he's played in some big games, obviously toughest conferences in the SEC before he moved to Miami. So maybe he has to develop a bit, but probably Minshew would be the most entertaining, at least.
Like the hilarious part for me would be if they just say that Brissett, righto, Minshew can start this one. Like Brissett tries to pull that I'm going to hold out move, and then they just dominate in week one with Minshew. and it'd be just the Cardinals, the way the Cardinals are. And it'd just be
Wouldn't it?
like, they'd be like, what do you want to get paid for? We got
Yeah.
this dude.
Yeah.
So, Manjot, can the Patriots recover from losing the Super Bowl? I didn't plan to give you both of these questions, but there you go. Runner-up hangover is real. Are they still the AFC favourite?
Oh, I think with the Patriots, I don't know if they actually recover from it. I mean, they brought in AJ Brown, but at the same time, I think that Super Bowl will sting for a while, especially the way they lost it. I think they lost it by a big margin. I wouldn't say they're AFC favorites. I mean, we just talked about the Broncos. They're such a good roster. I'd put the Broncos up there above them. Probably even, like, I hate to say it, but even I'd put the Chiefs over the Patriots at the moment. Even though the Chiefs aren't really the same team, I think you can't really count out Mahomes. Who else would I put up there? I'd probably put even like the Ravens. I could see bounce back and be better than the Patriots. I think the Patriots maybe had like one good season. Obviously, the Vrabel stuff as well, Diana Rossini, all of that was going on throughout the off season. So there's a lot of distractions around the team. So I think there's a lot that can say that they will fall down.
Mm-hmm.
Brad, I love that I got to you on this question.
Mhm.
What's actually stopping the Texans from reaching the Super Bowl? What is that biggest obstacle for the Texans?
It's easy. It's the trenches. Skill wins in October. Trenches win in January, February. And until they can dominate up front, they're going to be a divisional round team. They're going to put up great highlights. Everybody's going to be wowed with their defense, but they've got to do something about that offensive line, and start earning it in playoff time with those trenches.
Right, final one. Any of you boys can take this. Is Sam Darnold's championship being disrespected? Of course, we talked about them flying on the radar. Can they get back to that point? And there's this whole thing where nobody really seems to be talking about the Seahawks. Is that a bad thing or not?
Well,
I reckon they'd love it. Yeah.
what do you mean, Manjot?
I reckon the Seahawks themselves would love being under the radar and being underlooked at and everything. Like they would love to just be overlooked by the whole media. I think that's something they can use as motivation to go back to that. I think that they would love it themselves. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. The pressure's off them. I would say though, in terms of it being disrespected, I think they earned the respect of the league throughout last season. I think they were a worthy Super Bowl champion. No one's saying that they aren't a worthy Super Bowl champion at all. I think personally, I think with it going into this season, I think the Rams made a lot of splashy plays, making all those trades, especially for Garrett and for Watson, for McDuffie, shall I say. And yeah, I think that's really what has taken the headlines away from the Seahawks is the Rams chasing the Seahawks. So I think they're still getting the respect. I think because you're still looking at the Rams in the lens of chasing the Seahawks and trying to beat the Seahawks and get revenge on the Seahawks. So I think there's still a level of respect there from the media. I think it's just we don't talk about the Seahawks as much because they didn't make as many off-season moves as the Rams did.
Nick, do you think he's Sam Darnold is getting his flowers?
Well, there hasn't been much talk. And I think a lot of it is just more so, you probably go back to people just saying, defense wins championships, which was the driving factor as to how they got there and how they won. But I feel like that's most of it. That would be the highest slice of the pie. But then I'd say the other slice would be that I think the rest of the league sort of knows that how the playoffs sort of went and the teams that were missing and the quarterbacks that were missing from the playoffs. It's sort of like, okay, so now everyone's back to zero. And so these guys are healthy. Mahomes, Burrow, Lamar Jackson, obviously all on the other side of the conference in the different conference. But, you get those sort of teams come through because, albeit a good defense, they probably go, well, what about if the Chiefs were playing them or, that level of offense with the Bengals, they were playing them. So that sort of thing. So I think it's just like sort of a, if they hang around the mark and they're, a good team, they go back to maybe, let's say, the NFC Championship game. I don't think people are going to discredit like last year, but I think there's an element of, okay, so what's going to happen now when these quarterbacks or these good teams come back into the fold? Everyone starts at zero again.
I love the fact that we ended on this, Ian, just so we could hear 49ers fans talk about how good the Seahawks are.
Yeah. Perfect.
Well, Brad, we own them now, so we take part of that Super Bowl.
Fair point.
We started. You notice these 10 questions started and finished with the Seahawks.
And the Rams in the middle there too. Thanks, guys.
Why was that done?
They brought me back for a reason, Nick. They brought me back for a reason. It was all scripted for that.
All right. Nick, do you want to give Manjot a bit of quickfire? This or that?
Let's do it. So
him or him. Two things to pick from, Manjot.
So, Brad, you can be involved as well. You can be involved as well. So pretty much I asked Manjot earlier today to pick a position group. He picked wide receiver. So pretty much what we're going to do. Pretty much what we're going to do is I'm going to present, very easy, present two players. You just pick whoever's better.
Okay.
And then pretty much the next question will be whoever the winner is from, let's say two receivers. And then you pick whoever the winner is. They go on the next round, and they'll just say them with another receiver. They just keep going to the end, going to the end.
Oh, yes.
And then whoever's at the end is technically who we think is the best receiver in the league. Because obviously, you'll pick them over everyone else. Just a different way of doing, sort of rankings.
I like it.
So we'll start off. So first up, Mike Evans or Courtland Sutton?
Oh, that's a tough one.
No, it's not, Manjot, you idiot. Sorry.
Oh, that's a good one to start with there, Nick. I'm going to go...
Brad bringing back the drops.
I'm going to go Courtland Sutton. I love him.
Brad, what are you taking?
No, it's not Courtland Sutton, you tard. Sorry.
Hey, Mike Evans is on my team now. Hey, Mike Evans is on my team, Brad, but I'd take Courtland Sutton right now.
Fair point.
Right now, but
Ian,
overall, I would.
Do you want to be the tiebreaker?
Hey, why would I want to be the tiebreaker between these two? This is great.
We've got to move someone on.
No, it's all right, Manjot. It's. Yeah, exactly.
All right.
We'll go
So
Manjot. Cortland
All right.
Sutton.
Sutton. All right. Cortland Sutton or Cooper Cup?
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Cortland Sutton. I'd take Cortland Sutton. I would take Cortland Sutton.
What the?
Oh, we're definitely
Total
doing this next week.
disrespect.
Wow.
Oh yeah, Matty C might have to contend with me now for the biggest Cortland Sutton fan. I think. I think
Wow. And he's a big fan.
he is.
Golly.
All right. Next up, Cortland Sutton or Chris Godwin?
Oh, you can't now. Do you have to continue now?
Cortland Sutton. I'd have to go with him
You
again.
have to continue there because it's
I
not
have to go with Cortland Sutton
'cause
again
Chris-
over Chris Godwin.
because you already went him. You already went him over Mike Evans, and Mike Evans is definitely better than Chris Godwin.
Brad's in disarray.
That is.
I feel like somebody just reached inside to me and pulled out my innards.
All right.
Not to
Next.
the good end.
Next, Cortland Sutton or DJ Moore?
Oh no.
Oh gosh. Oh man. Doing this blind. Oh goodness. I mean oh yeah, you're putting me on the spot here. I think I'm going Cortland Sutton again. I'm going
Cortland
to
Sutton.
quadruple down on him.
Cortland
Loves
Sutton's an
him.
all-time heater.
Yeah, Cortland
He's on
Sutton, the
all-time
world's
either.
greatest
Yeah.
receiver of all time, according to Manjot.
He's better than Jerry Rice. All right. Next, Cortland Sutton or Brian Thomas Jr.?
Oh man. Yeah, look, it's pretty close, shall I say, with that one as well. But I gotta go Cortland Sutton after what Brian Thomas Jr. just did last year as well. Sorry, Matty C, but I
No,
think
man.
Matty C would have to agree with me on that one when he listens to it.
Matty's loving this so far. Somewhere he's loving this. Cortland Sutton or Devontae Adams?
All
Oh,
right,
come on.
got me
You
there.
got- you got-
Devontae Adams
Oh,
for
gee,
sure.
thank God.
Devontae, look, guys, I've had a look into it. I think if you look up the fantasy stats, I think Cortland Sutton's stats look a lot better than some of the other guys mentioned. But Devontae Adams absolutely
He
took him out. I'm not basing this just on fantasy. I'm just basing this on overall play. I think Devontae
I know-
Adams, you've got to take him over
I know
Cortland
he
Sutton
wants
right
something there.
now.
I know he wants something
Yeah.
there. I know he wants it. All right, Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson.
That's not a contest.
I've got Devontae Adams.
Yeah, that's not a contest.
I've got Devontae Adams. I had to
All
think about it for a bit, but Devontae.
Devontae Adams or Jalen Waddle?
That's a very interesting one because they're two very different players. I think I'd still go Devontae Adams here. I think I
Devontae
would.
Adams?
Good.
All right. Devontae Adams or Terry McLaurin?
Again, pretty close, different style players. I'm going Devontae Adams again.
All right. Here we go. Now it's starting to get interesting. Devontae Adams or Puka Nakua?
Puka Nakua.
Oh yeah, that's a
100%.
no
That's a
no-brainer.
no-brainer.
When he
If-
said interesting, I
if
knew
you-
Puka's
Yeah, it's
name
all
was
right.
coming up.
If you would have said Devontae on that, I would have reached.
As a
through
wide
the
receiver,
screen.
Puka is amazing. As a human,
Who would've
he's
said-
got a way to
We
go.
would have said,
Yeah.
said Cortland Sutton. All right. Puka Nakua or Nico Collins?
Ooh,
Puka Nakua.
Puka.
Gotta
Puka
take him.
Nakua or George Pickens?
Puka
Puka.
Nakua,
Oh!
but I'm sorry, Brad, but just. But Pickens is up there, but not Nakua's level.
Puka Nakua or Amon-Ra St. Brown?
Oh, that's
Amon-Ra, really good player, but I gotta go Puka again.
that's closer than the others have been. That's for sure.
Yeah,
It is
yeah,
pretty
it
close.
is.
Now we're going to test Brad. Puka Nakua or CD Lamb?
Oh, you.
Oh god, this is actually hard.
No, it's not. No, it is not hard.
Absolutely.
Okay,
It's
trust
a
me,
really
it's very
good,
flaccid.
It's a really good debate between the two. I'm going CD on this one. I think CD is
CD
just better
Lamb.
than Puka. Yeah.
You better
All
go
right.
CD.
Yeah, I got it there.
CD Lamb or Tyreek Hill?
CD Lamb. I mean, we don't know if
CD.
Tyreek's even going to play anymore. I mean, we're looking at
that's
the
true.
best receiver right now, unfortunately. But even then, when healthy,
Wait, how many kids does each of them have?
CD can't hold a candle to Tyreek.
I'm still
All right,
taking
CD Lamb or Malik
Yeah.
Neighbors?
CD Lamb. Malik's still a bit young. That's why. Gotta take
All
CD
right.
here.
Now we're at the pointy end. CD Lamb or Jamar Chase?
Now, this is where it gets interesting. Oh.
Even
Look,
I'm debating that one.
I'm being honest. This is probably the best one, along with the Puka and CD one. I'd have to go Jamar here. Jamar.
I can't fault you on that. I can't. As much as
All
I
right.
want to, I can't.
Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson?
Oh,
Yes, I was like, yes, this has to be the finale.
this has
for
got to be
sure.
it. This has got to be
It
it.
has to be the finale because I was absolutely waiting for this the whole time. I've been thinking about it. It's a tough one, I reckon, between the two because you got to really compare like their situations and everything, and the fact Jefferson came in the league a year earlier as well. But I'm going with Justin Jefferson just over Jamar Chase. It's
Wow.
a great debate, but
Over a Triple
Jefferson's
Crown
been
winner.
unlucky with bad QB play. So I think he's done well with worse QBs than Chase,
Alright.
who's just had Burrow most of the
Last
time.
one. Justin Jefferson and Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Oh, yes. Yes, you did save that one
Ooh.
up there. Yes, I was waiting for JSN's name somewhere as well. Oh, it's tough because JSN was definitely that guy last year. I've got to go with Jettas though. I think Jettas is still the number one receiver in the NFL. Really,
JJ for the
really
win.
good debate. Yeah,
JJ
like
for the
that.
win.
I like that. That was good.
yeah. Oh,
Colton Sutton went
Goodness.
ages.
Yeah, Cortland went. I'm sorry, but Cortland went way too long.
oh. Thank you, Ian.
No,
I know that's all Ian's applause right there. Yes, Cortland went quite a bit of a way, but when you put up like those guys
Matty loves
in
it.
their current state, I had to go Cortland every time. I was just like Cortland. When you finally brought up Puka, I had to. Oh, Devontae it was. When you finally brought him up, I was like, yes, okay, I can finally move off Cortland Sutton, and not look like a true Cortland Sutton homer like Matty T. So that was a great one there. Love that, Nick.
Right, Nick, do you want to end on my one?
On yours?
Yep. We'll just end on mine. Manjot, we've been doing this for a few weeks now. Everybody else has had a go, except me. So, can you go 20-0, Manjot?
Yes.
Oh yes. Oh, I have actually got 20-0 before.
He's
I have
flexing now.
shown, I have shown screenshots to the boys, but absolutely would love to do a game live. I have been really wanting to get back into this and get back to that sleeper one as well. The sleeper 17-0. That was killing me, man.
Right, well, you can do that somewhere else then, because I'm not touching that one, that's for sure.
Oh,
No,
God.
all
no,
right.
no way.
Offense
No way.
only, all teams, all eras. Are we ready, Manjot?
Yes, we are.
Excellent. Let me just make sure everything is going swimmingly. Yes, it is. All right, we know how it works. Let's get into it. First spin. Cincinnati, 11-15.
Oh man, that's good.
Andy
That's
Dalton
good.
straight up, big boy.
AJ Green?
Absolutely have to take my boy AJ Green. Like, I think he's the most slept on receiver from the 2010s. Like, no one talks about AJ Green these days, man. Like, he deserves a lot more
God,
respect.
he thought was
AJ
pretty
Green, absolutely. That season he had, yeah,
Righto.
2013, yeah, that's a good
Hey,
season.
AJ
Yeah.
Green locked in as wide receiver. Next spin is Denver 06 to 2010.
Oh, I have to see the stats here because there is a few good players. I
Well, you
need to
got
see the running backs. I need to see the running backs
you
real
got the
quick.
Jay Cutler era QB. Running backs we have Karel Buckhalter,
He's got
Quanshon Marino.
trash.
I'll scroll better. Mike Bell, Selvin Young, Tatum Bell.
Damn, I was like hoping for a Clinton Porter season in there. Go receivers again. I reckon Brandon Lloyd's up there. Yeah, Brandon Lloyd's 2010 season. He led the league in receiving yards that year. Brandon Marshall's a good pull as well. Oh gosh, I've got to go receiver, I reckon, again here between those two. I think I'm going Brandon Lloyd's 2010 season here because he did lead the league in receiving yards. I did a quiz on that one time actually. It was very fascinating to find out
Boys,
that he was the number one that year.
This is why we get Manjot to do these things.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal. All right,
Not only
ready.
does he give us the pick, but he gives us a breakdown on their
Chicago
years.
06 to 2010.
Jay Cutler
Oh.
again. Just the worst version.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
just
not-
the
yeah,
worst
this is
version of
the
Jay
worst
Cutler.
version of him.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, who did he even
I'd
take
have to
here?
go. I have to check the running backs. I'm pretty sure Forte's in there somewhere. Oh, the
Rex-
other Adrian Peterson.
The other Adrian Peterson, yes. Yes, he
Yeah,
is
there
Matt
he is,
Forte.
There's Forte.
Oh, gotta take Forte here. Gotta take Forte.
Righto. We'll lock Forte in running back, and we're on to New Orleans 87 to 92.
Oh God, I need to check the stats here.
Bobby
Oh.
Herbert and Steve Walsh.
You do not
Oh,
want
absolutely
those.
not.
You wanna roll the dice
do
here.
not want those.
You want to roll
Dalton
the dice
Hi-
here, Manjot?
Dalton Hilliard was a stud, an absolute fantasy stud. I kid you not. He won my brother a championship in 1989 fantasy with that.
Tight ends
Those
are all
stats.
poo.
It's,
Tight ends of two.
you
I have to go with
take.
Dalton Hill. Yeah, Dalton Hilliard looks like the only good player on there. I
Yeah.
can't lie. This is one era, Brad. I gotta ask. This was slightly after the Dome Patrol, or is this like during that Dome Patrol defense era? Do you
That-
remember?
That was before it, I believe.
Before it, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, when they had those good linebackers, but like the shittest offenses back then.
So we just
Yeah.
just so everyone's clear, Manjot wasn't even a thought between 87 and 92.
Hey, I got to give a shout out to A Football Life. You know, that was a pretty good documentary.
Yes.
You do
What's
also,
that? Ah.
before I choose Dalton Hilliard, you do also have a reroll, Manjot, so don't forget that.
Oh,
Oh, true. I might actually use it here.
Yeah, good
use
call.
the reroll. Thank
Okay.
you. I forgot about the rerolls in this game.
All right, Cincinnati 21
Oh,
to 25.
here we go.
Yeah.
Who's
Jay
that?
Burrow.
Joey B.
Come on.
Jay
You gotta
Burrow.
go, Joey
You
B.
have to take because you get the
Yeah.
booster at quarterback. You get the extra points.
Yeah, I've got Burrow here. I mean,
It's
Chase would
20
be great for my flex, but I think I can't risk the quarterback
Yeah.
anymore.
Especially
24
after
Go
the
Burrow.
reroll.
We're 24 Joey B with 4,918 yards and 43
Jeez.
touchdowns.
That's insane. 9 interceptions as well. Like that.
And they missed the
touchdown to
playoffs.
interception ratio.
Yeah, and they missed the playoffs.
And they missed the playoffs. Like
That's
what
a
the
5
hell?
to 1 ratio. Like Rogers in his prime was like 4 to 1 basically. Like this is 5 to 1 almost. Like he's a couple touchdowns off, but insane, man. Just insane.
That's absolutely insane.
All right. We've got San Francisco
Oh, here we
83
go.
to 93.
Oh, no.
Roger
Come on.
Yes.
Craig,
Yeah,
Jerry
Oh.
Rice,
We got-
Jerry, but the
Jay-
tight ends are
Jay
DB1 as well,
Rice,
so
Jay Manjot. Don't overthink it. Jay
Yeah,
Rice.
I'm obviously have to go
Don't
with my
even
boy,
think
but I
about
just
it.
need to check the tight ends like really quickly.
Tight ends?
Yeah, I was
It's
thinking
Brent-
about Brent
It's Brent
Jones.
Jones and JB
You
Wiggins.
gotta-
he saw, he
Gotta
saw,
go,
he,
Jerry.
s-
Gotta go.
he saw
Jerry.
Jerry Rice with 17 touches. Oh, hang on, let me check the tight ends real
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah. Come on.
You know, I
There's a,
had to
touch,
do my
there's a
due
touchdown a
diligence.
game there. Let me check the tight ends real quick.
I
That
had to do
was
my due diligence.
One of the
Oh,
single
man.
Brent
greatest
Jones.
seasons.
All right, last one,
Yeah.
Manjot. Here we go.
Love-
We got
Ooh,
Philly 16 to
jeez.
2020.
Yes, Zach Ertz, absolutely. That was such a good pull there. Zach Ertz, I think 2017 or
yep.
2018. I
Well
think he got.
done.
26, Zach
yes.
Ertz, 2018, 116 receptions,
Yes.
1,163 yards,
Zach Ertz,
8
yeah.
touchdowns,
insane that year.
353 yards. Catch.
I remember having.
After
I played
catch.
fantasy back then. Like I remember having him in a couple teams, and he carried me.
Oof,
Oh,
all the way
yeah.
back in 2018.
Zach
You,
Ertz, yeah.
you
Oh, yeah.
grandpa.
We ready, boys?
Great.
We ready? Here we go.
Yes.
All right.
It's going to be lock this in at tight end. 19
Oh,
Matt
nice.
Forte.
Serious?
Nice. I thought you had it. Oh.
Where do I lose? Where
Matt
do I
Forte,
lose?
that's it.
Matt
Apparently he held you
Forte.
back.
Oh,
he only
Forte,
had
man.
Dude.
He only had
Yeah.
8
It was
scores.
a good season, but with no All-Pro on the resume, it can't keep pace with the loaded lineup around him.
Can you imagine Joe Burrow throwing a Jerry Rice? What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's such a
and
robbery.
AJ Green.
And AJ
Yeah,
Green.
and 2010 Brandon Lloyd. Oh
Goodness
no!
me.
If I got 2012 Matt Forte, I think that was the year where he had like 1,500 or something, 1,600, something crazy like that. If I got 2012 Matt Forte, I think I would have won that for sure. I just got like a slightly off Matt Forte, but I think a 2010 Matt Forte or 2012 or something like that would have been a lot better and would have got me to the 20-0. So agonizingly close, boys. But
So
yeah,
well
I was
done.
playing that. Yeah, I was watching that all on my phone because I'm recording off my phone right now. So I had to like look in. So if anyone's watching me on the YouTube, like that's why I'm leaning in as well. I was a little bit delayed, so I actually couldn't see that it was like 2018 Zach Ertz and everything. So I was just like guessing all of
Manjot
that
was
as well.
doing it. So what he's saying to everybody out there is Manjot was doing this off memory. Is when I yelled out a
Yes.
team in an era, Manjot knew the players. So
That's again savant-like.
Yeah. I'm trying to get onto sleeper trivia. You know, sleeper's version of trivia. I need to get on that someday. I put in my application.
and
It's still waiting, boys.
And this is why Manjot is the Aussie Gridiron Network Almanac.
I love it.
This is where
Love
we
it.
get it. So, Manjot, thank you very much once again for coming in and joining us. It's always great to have you back. Yeah, we will definitely have to get you back again. I did the numbers. If we do our regular schedule that we have planned, the first show of the season, as in the preview show for the 2026-27 season,
No
will
way.
be episode 250.
Ooh, yeah. I think me and Nick will be living it up in Melbourne at that point.
Melbourne.
As well.
So,
Yes. Yes.
Brad,
All
get that
right.
flag down.
Yes.
The fact that you still own one of those is disgraceful.
Oh.
All right. Thank you very much, boys, for joining us. Thank you very much to everybody for joining us. And if you've stuck around this far after listening to the game recap for Australia and New Zealand, thank you very, very much for joining us, even if this is your first time joining us. You can find everything to do with the Aussie Gridiron Network at Linktree/Aussie Gridiron Network. You'll find us. There'll be links there to the Supercoach Fantasy Boys as well. There's links to Manjot, Pastry Press NFL on Instagram, where you find Manjot doing lots and lots of stuff. There's links to the Substack, where there are some amazing articles from both Manjot and Matty C out right now. So go and please interact with all that stuff. You'll find us on our socials at Gday Gridiron, Instagram and Facebook. And of course, if you search Gday Gridiron on YouTube, you'll find this show and many, many others, ones where we've done some deep dives and on some teams, and then all the fun that is to come, where we break down every single team and every single division and give our predictions as we head into a brand new season and week 1 of the season. Right, thank you very much, guys. Thanks to everybody. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.